You're listening to Let's Talk Sports podcast with me, Lucia. NFL, NBA news, and more coming to you right now. Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Let's Talk Sports podcast with me, Lucia. So, the rundown for this week. We've got last week's storylines, this week in sports history, news, and NFC North and East expectations. So, last week's main storylines. The NFL has announced that they are appealing the Watson suspension. They want a year. So I think that it's going to be a year. I truly do. I think it's going to be either 12 games and a heavy duty fine or a year, which would be the right suspension for Deshaun. The preseason has started. So excited. Football is back on. I cannot believe that football is now here. I can now start talking about it. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Kevin Durant has given the Brooklyn Nets it is them or me ultimatum. And anyone that's been in a relationship knows that never ends well. That never ends well. When you give someone it's you, it's them or it's me, it just never ends well in the whole situation. And I'm very glad that all this is coming to light, and this may be the end of the player empowerment era. We may be seeing the owners gain a little bit more control over their teams instead of having it run by the players and having all the players just run it and literally almost run it to the ground, because there's no sort of replenishment. Like, stars hold a key value, but we also need to grow and we need to create new stars. And with all this team chopping, it's not going to create the good rivalries that we've had in the past, like the Lakers Celtics. Like, we're never going to get those rivalries again. The Bulls and the Jazz in the 90s. Yeah, we're never going to get that again. So yeah, I think it's good that Joseph Tsai has sort of said, no, we're not trading you just yet. The Yankees are struggling. They have lost for the first time since 2005, 5 series in a row. They are struggling, and they're struggling bad. And I can't believe that they're struggling the way that they are. Aaron Judge is still on the magical pace for 61, which is the real home run record. Don't let anyone else tell you anything otherwise. The real home run record is 61. There was no steroids used for that 61, so that is the magical number. This week in sports history. In 1984, the US beat Spain to win the men's basketball gold medal at the Los Angeles Olympics. The future Dream Team members. The Dream Team members included Michael Jordan, Patrick Ewing, Chris Mullin, and also the future Dream Team members included that. In some news, we have Zach Wilson is out injured for 2 to 4 weeks with a bone bruise and a meniscus tear. It's crappy. It's crappy for the Jets. I'm actually starting to feel sorry for them with all their misfortune. Sean McVay has signed an extension with the Los Angeles Rams. I can't find any details on the amount and the amount of years, but I'm glad Sean McVay is going to stay with the Rams for a long period of time. Joe Burrow has returned to practice after his appendectomy, which is an appendix removal. Which, thank God that they found that, because that can be very painful. Number 6 will be retired among all NBA teams to pay tribute to the legendary Bill Russell. Those who are still currently wearing 6 can still continue wearing it until they have till they're retired, but there'll be no future number 6s, which is very beautiful. Very beautiful. Many NBA teams will go back to their classic jerseys for particular games, which is fantastic. I love seeing classic jerseys. It just is another jersey that I'll need to buy for the Lakers. Fernando Tatis Jr. has been suspended by the MLB for violating its PED policy. He's been suspended for 80 games. So wow, the Padres were loaded, and that the Juan Soto deal has not worked out. It's incredible. It's incredible that one piece can actually change the entire landscape of the team. I think that's what's going on with the Yankees. I think Joey Gallo was the lifeblood of the team, which is weird to think. NFC North and East expectations. So the Packers. It will be interesting to see how the offense is run without Adams, and without Adams as Rodgers' comfort blanket. I believe that this year will be the last year of Aaron Rodgers in a Packers uniform. I truly do. I think he's out, I think he's retiring, or he's going to move on to a different team. Maybe the 49ers if Trey Lance isn't the guy. The Vikings. I believe this year is all about Kirk Cousins. Seeing how he progresses as a quarterback, seeing if he can make it to the top 10 in NFL quarterbacks. Because I believe that he's a good quarterback. He just gets the crappy end of a lot of things. I think he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's elite, and I don't think he's great. But I think that he's a good quarterback. With the Bears, it's more in the development of Justin Fields and seeing how the new team runs, seeing how it all runs without Matt Nagy. This is going to be all about the development of Justin Fields this year and seeing how it goes, seeing if he can still be protected and all those types of things. The Lions. Now the Lions, the mission is simple. To look like an NFL team. To look like a functioning NFL team. I know the bar is low. I know the bar's very low. But that's what the goal is. To look like a functioning NFL team. Now with the East, my G-men, my beloved G-men, who I love so much, the Giants, to look competent. Like, all I wanted to see is competency and progress. Also to see if Joe Shane is the right GM and if Brian Daboll is the right head coach for New York. So far, I love them. I love them both so much. But that can turn very easily. At the end of last season, I loved Joe Judge. But that turned very, 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 very quickly. And this is probably Daniel Jones' last year as the starting quarterback for the Giants. I think Joe Shane and Brian Daboll are going to find their next guy, and then they're going to find their quarterback and build around him, which will be good. It'll be good to get another fresh start. Actually, no, it would not be good at all. I don't like this process. This is very Jets. The very Jets, and we're not the Jets, we're the Giants. We need to find someone quick. Now the Eagles, to maintain the development of Jalen Hurts. They're the ones that are most likely going to win the division. They're stacked. They are stacked, and they're probably going to win the division. It's going to suck, and I'm going to be in so much pain because I hate the Eagles. I actually hate everyone in my division. I don't have any love for any of them except for my Giants. The Commanders. To see what they have in Carson Wentz. I don't believe in him. I don't think a lot of I don't think the Commanders fans believe in him either. yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they have in Carson Wentz. And the Cowboys. If they don't go anywhere this year, Big Mike will be fired. I think Jerry Jones is about done with the losing. And yeah, if they don't do anything, Big Mike will be fired. So that is all for this week's episode of Let's Talk Sports podcast with me, Lucia. So I'll catch you all next week. So I'm now going to start doing mid-weekly episodes. Okay, bye.